Alrighty, I think we're live. I know I just did a episode with Nate there. So, like I said in that podcast episode, I actually recorded this originally and it was coming through my webcam. So, rookie mistake on my part. So, obviously for those that don't know, one of the hosts for TFTB Thoughts from the Bleachers, my counterpart Nate was just on the previous episode, so this will be a post episode. Not from the episode we just did. A lot of episodes saying. And then Jordan had to, I think he was working today, so he couldn't make it. But nonetheless, we're going to talk about hockey. I know I don't have a podcast voice. It's very high pitched for, a male. And considering what I look like, I don't have the deep podcast voice that people love to listen to and soothing and stuff like that. So just if you listen, great. If you don't, then don't. I don't know. But yeah, we're just gonna roll with it. I did like an hour the last time. I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm just trying to get my notes up here because I took some notes. But nonetheless, yeah, I'm just kind of throwing this out there just because I want to get more hockey content up, probably weekly. It's just a passion of mine, being a Penguins fan and just loving the sport of hockey in general. So we'll just get her going. I'm kind of inspired to kind of do like my little own solo episode for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know. I just wanted to do it. And yeah, I mean, inspired by some of the Penguins writers that Penguins fans may know and see on like Twitter or X, or they have their own podcast, or some of the beat writers for the Penguins that, go to Cranberry and stuff like that. So everybody knows who Taylor. I think Taylor's last name is Haas or Haas. She one of the writers for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Also, great content. The two people that I thoroughly enjoy their content on their Pucks and Net podcast is Kelsey. If I'm pronouncing your last name, I'm sorry, but it's Kelsey Surmax. I'm sorry, Kelsey. I should probably know this by now. I've been following you for years. It's SURMACZ at Kelsey underscore SURMACZ on X. And Hunter Hodes, who I mentioned on the podcast earlier. He's a Virginia Tech alum, probably hoping that Franklin goes to VT, but also follow him at Hunter Hodes, HODIES. Both Kelsey and Hunter are writers. One's a co-editor for the Hockey News. That would be Hunter, and Kelsey writes for the Hockey News and reporter, editor and reporter. But yeah, great content from those two. Follow them on X. Go follow them at the Hockey News on X as well. Go follow their podcast, Pucks and At Podcast. Pucks, capital N, apostrophe at. Seems like a little Yinzer thing, but it's cool. And obviously DK Sports is where Taylor writes and all that stuff. So nonetheless, yeah, just quick background. I've been a Penguins fan for, I wouldn't say ever. I actually didn't like hockey growing up. My uncle got me into hockey. I was probably a senior in high school. And that's when I really started to get into it. He would come over for Penguins games, and that's where the love of the game kind of started. And I really got into like the rules and other teams. Obviously, I feel like as a kid, everybody is like a Mighty Ducks fan. So I was always like a Ducks fan just because I love the old school logo that they have now. I don't like the colors, but like the old school logo that they have. But yeah, I actually grew up watching like when Tarasenko first got into the league. Like he was one of my favorite players, and also like Paul Martin on the Penguins was probably my favorite defenseman on the Penguins, and then of course Pavel Datsyuk. Grown up watching him with the silky mitts he has, and then when Patrick Kane came into the league, and then obviously where you really start to get into like the Crosby Ovechkin era, like really get in depth of that. So it's kind of where my hockey background came from. Just thoroughly enjoy hockey now, whether that's like the AHL, whether that's college. I think Penn State's on right now, playing Michigan State after they lost last night 2-1. In overtime, obviously, Penn State has huge expectations with Jackson Smith, 14th pick overall to Columbus, and then obviously the potential number one pick in the 2026 NHL draft and Gavin McKenna. And then, oh, excuse me, Aiden Fink is out, but they're still. Who else? I think Michael Misa's brother got drafted by Calgary. And then I think someone got drafted. I forget his name, and I'm so sorry. I should know this being a Penn State fan, but got drafted by Carolina, second round this past draft. But nonetheless, talking about the Penguins going into like expectations of the year, I don't think a lot of us had super high expectations. Kind of still in that what Dubas would call rebuilding period, trying to rebuild as quickly as possible to being a contender within the last years we have with Sid and Gino, Tanger, and potentially Carlson. So expectations were super high, probably the same thing as last year, just missed the playoffs, but hopefully gain a couple more points, kind of gain more traction, gaining more assets to being competitive again. That was kind of the expectation, and hopefully have a good free agency next year, because you know how Dubas is kind of rolling right now, doing low risk, high reward signings, kind of with like Justin Brazo, who's out right now, had a killer start to the season, and another line mate of his, Anthony Mantha, just coming in after injuries have plagued his career just recently, but he does get a bonus per 10 games he plays. And then of course Gino being 39, it's like, is he going to come back? Are they going to let him come back? But being at the time, it's kind of crazy to think about that second line just been killing it. As Colby Armstrong calls it, the mutant line. I prefer the Monstars just solely because of Space Jam. I think the Monstars fits them, considering none of them are under like 6'4". So I think that fits them perfectly. Nonetheless, expectations going into the season was hopefully the goaltending would be a little better. Last season they had like, oh god, they were like bottom of the league with like 0.891. I'm sorry, I'm yawning. 0.891, something like that, but just was not good enough. Defense was really bad. Penalty kill was like 18th in the league last year. Power play was significantly better than year prior, with Hextall coming from like 31st in the league to 6th in the league, and they're, I think as of right now, still currently first in the league. Sid has 6 power play goals on the season. I don't know what his goal total now. I didn't redo my notes, but they are 9-4-3 now, 5-1-1 at home. All the OT losses came in a shootout. Sheloves has looked like absolute booty cheeks in the shootout. It's just, as soon as it got to a shootout, like I commented on one of Kelsey's posts, and I was like, we're going 0-3 now. Like, damn it, this sucks. But I really hope they abolish the shootout eventually, and we just have like a 10-minute continuous like overtime period. Because 3-on-3 hockey is freaking awesome. Like, if you don't like 3-on-3 overtime hockey, there's something wrong with you, because it is electric. It's so fun. It's fast. It's just, I don't know, man. I feel like I would hope eventually that the NHL implements like a 3-on-3 tournament at some point. Just like take, it would be so cool to watch. It'd be so cool. But now getting into the season, obviously there was other notable signings, but we're going back to the low risk, high reward with Parker Witherspoon. Philip Hollander coming back. T's and P's to him. 3 months out with a blood clot in his leg, so hopefully recovery goes well. If anything, I mean that's scary. That's really scary. But yeah, just kind of getting low risk signings. As of right now, I'm complete transparency. They look like the most complete team I've seen probably this year in the last 4 to 5 years. May that be due to a new voice in the locker room? Maybe. I mean, sometimes a new voice is better, and that's what they need. And I really like Dan Muse as a coach right now. I think his passion for the game, the fire that he has, as like the last game, like Connor Dewar took a slash when he was shooting the puck, the stick snapped. He got right on the bench and was just like hollering at the stripes there. It was so cool. And no, I'm not Canadian. I just like to say stripes. Um, I live close to Boston, so hockey up here is like it's awesome. With you got Northeastern, you got BU, you got Boston College, and then you got Dartmouth University. I mean, it's awesome to be around. Like, I mean, I'm wearing a Martha's Vineyard Hockey Club hat, for God's sakes. It has a sharp with a hockey stick. It's freaking awesome. Um, but anyway, I mean, just like the hockey community around here is freaking awesome. It's just hockey, 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 hockey. I actually met um W- Will Smith's aunt at a bowling alley, unironically, when he was playing when he was playing college hockey. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's my nephew." I was like, "Will Smith's your nephew? Like, you serious? That's freaking awesome! Like, that's sick." I'm like, "Well, there goes my cat." A future first round pick, Will Smith. That's awesome. Like, damn, I wish I would have got like some memorabilia or something. It's like a puck or something from San Jose. That'd be so cool. But no, just like there's so many people around here that you meet that are like, oh yeah, I actually know so and so from like BU or BC or Northeastern. It's so awesome. Just an awesome hockey community, which makes college hockey even more fun. I still want to like go to a BU game or a BC Northeastern game because they're all relatively close to each other. But yeah, that'd be sick. So sick. But keep yawning. It's stupid. Woo! Sorry. I don't know why I'm yawning. Maybe because it's pitch black at 6:40. Uh, Penguins look really good right now. It's awesome to see that they're just shooting with more confidence. It's cool to see like Bones on the bench. Like, I think probably one of the best penalty killers the Penguins have ever had. Like, in my lifetime, I can't go back to the 60s, 70s, 80s. That's like my uncle's time, so he would probably be able to allude to that more than I can. But Bones, I would probably say, is a Penguins legend, considering the fact that I was there, Game 6, second round against the Caps, where he scored in the OT to send us to face Tampa Bay in the Eastern Conference Final. Or no, not was it Tampa? Yeah, that was Tampa Bay, because I think Ottawa was 2017, right? Yes, I'm gonna say yes, but it's cool to see that the old dudes. I can't, is it weird to call them old now? Just Sid's producing, Gino's producing, Bones is on the bench, like, so he knows the guys with Tanger and all of them. So it's really nice. And it's kind of ironic that like when I was doing who I would like as a head coach once, you know, Dubas and Sully decided to part ways, Todd Nelson was actually like my top three just because what he was doing in Hershey. And Hershey was always just a dominant AHL team. And the fact that he's behind the bench with Muse and Bones coaching the power play is extraordinary. And I love every second of it. Yeah, they put up a dud against Winnipeg. I mean, it's Winnipeg, guys. I mean, it's hard to be competitive against Winnipeg, even though San Jose just beat Winnipeg last night. So it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Who cares? And then obviously they beat Sully, and then Sully beat the shit out of them 6-1. So, but it's nice to see a new voice. It's nice to see the team seems like they're enjoying playing. They're maybe the old like hard assery voice is gone. Now they just want to be themselves. Like, for example, let's use Eric Carlson, like today, for example, against the New Jersey Devils in overtime. Like, it was just literally a 2-1-1. Carlson back checks him, lifts stick, gets the puck, lifts the other, and then just poke checks it. Like, that looks like vintage Eric Carlson from like his early playing days when he's like 22, 23 years old. Like, he's phenomenal. He's a phenomenal player. And the thing that gives me like gripe with some of the Penguins fans is like, oh, he's so bad on defense. But I'm like, well, true. Like, he's not amazing on defense for sure. But and then they thought he was going to produce at 100 points when he was with a really bad San Jose team when he won the Norris. It's like he's not going to produce 100 points with the Pittsburgh Penguins when you have Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin. At the time, they had Gensel. It's not going to happen. He's more of like run the power play, produce a few apples here and there, produce a few rockets here and there. It not 100 points. 40, sure. 50, sure. Like, you just want production, right? And you want a quarterback on the power play. And Carlson is a great quarterback on the power play. Just don't ever do Carlson Letang on a power play. For the love of God, please don't. Like, Todd Reardon, dumb assistant coach and power play coach. Absolute cheeks. He's so bad. So bad. But now it's like they're just letting Carlson do his thing. Yeah, he had like a couple bad games. Who cares? Like Letang has had 3 straight duds of games. So it's just like, who cares? The guys are playing, and it's awesome to see that they're playing. They're shooting the puck. They're playing as one. Power play is awesome to watch now. It's not just pass, 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 shoot, pass, 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 shoot. Like they're shooting the puck. They just want to score goals. And Archer Sheelov's coming in for a 4th rounder from Vancouver. Has looked awesome in actual games. Shootouts, that's a different story. He's 0 for 3 on the shootout. It's not good. It's just not good. Not good. Jari looks good. But to Hunter's point on their podcast earlier this week, it's like Jari is always good at the beginning of the year, right? And then, of course, an injury is going to happen, just like what happened. We don't know if he was injured during the game where they lost. Like, who knows, right? Who knows? When Toronto came back after a 3-0 lead. Was he injured? Maybe. But now we know he was. But to Hunter's point of Jari is always solid at the start of the year. But as soon as like January 1st happens, Jari just becomes the Jari we all know right now. He just falls apart. So after injury, when he comes back, now that Murashov's up and he's getting the nod, he better get the nod tomorrow against the LA Kings. All of us are excited for Murashov. So we'll see. It's kind of like, we all know who Murashov is in the AHL. He's one of the best. One of the best. One of the best. He has like a 1.73 or 1.71 goals against average right now. And he was like the player of the month in October. Like, solid. Solid. We all wanted him to start after the preseason because he was freaking awesome. But we'll see. If he starts tomorrow, we'll see what he's made of. Kings are a good offensive team. Corey Perry's killing it still at like 38 years old, 40 years. I don't know how old he is. He's old as hell. But he's still producing goals. Crazy. But that just goes to show, like, the young guys are here. They're up and coming. 11th overall pick in 2025 and NHL. I almost said NFL draft. I talk a lot of football today. NHL draft and Ben Kindle. Didn't really expect him to make the team. But look at him. 5 goals, 1 assist. Wearing that 81 proudly. Proudly. On that overtime. Awesome. Awesome puck movement. Great skating north to south. Just great motor. Just has a shot. Has just a great shot. Especially if you saw that one-timer from Novak to Kindle off his back skate. Just perfect. Perfect placement. The kid is mentally, and his hockey IQ is way past 18. Now that we're looking at it in real time, yes, of course it's still early. Of course it's still early. But just seeing what we've seen, he's here to stay, and it's awesome. Can't say the same for Brunick because we don't really know what's happening with Brunick. He has flashes of brilliance, and then he has like, oh my god, why is he like on the ice? Like the whole Brunick Dumba thing, can it? The whole Pickering Brunick thing, it didn't work out like a lot of us fans thought it would. We thought it was going to feed families for years to come with the Penguins, but Owen Pickering went back to the AHL and didn't have a good recall. Now, if you look at Ryan Graves has absolutely played lights out defensively and offensively today, scoring a goal. He's been their best defenseman on the ice the last 2 games. Hands down, best defenseman. So I really hope Graves can continue being this. Yeah, he's going to have like shitty games. Like it's going to happen, right? But if he can consistently play as well as this, as what he's showing right now, then that left side on the third pair is great. Then you just got to find the right pair. Is it going to be Dumba? Is it going to be Clifton? Is it going to be Brunick? Maybe try Brunick and Graves tomorrow. Like, we don't know. Like, I really don't want Brunick to go back to the juniors. I don't think he needs to go back to the juniors. I just think he needs more time here to develop. See, this is where it's a caveat and kind of maybe a little hypocrisy of like, okay, if he's going to need to develop, then going back to juniors or the AHL, blah blah blah. I understand it. I'm just such a Brunick fan. I want him in the NHL so bad, but if he can't be consistent, then I understand. But it's just cool to see like the low risk, going back to the low risk, high reward side. Like that second line, like Brazo was doing amazing. Mantha is still producing. Like that second line is awesome. Like Ville Kuvan is gonna have he's gonna get a goal eventually. He's right there. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get his goal. awesome. Novak here and there, but like that third line with like Kindle, Novak, Guvin, it's great. It's great. The offensive generation that those three produce as a third line is freaking awesome. It's so good. They had like a goals for percentage at like 95% one game, which was unfathomable for like a third line. And then the fourth line is actually doing fairly well. They're producing. See, that's the thing that the Penguins haven't had for like the last 4 or 5 years, ever since like the HBK line left. It's just production top to bottom. It was always first line, second line would get some here and there, right? Third line, always non existent. Fourth line, just shove them out there into the defensive zone, let them play defense, not a lot of offensive production. But what you have like Lazar and then Hayes is coming back. So like Tomasino's out, but you have like Lazar, you have Dewar's been playing awesome as a fourth liner. Just always right place, right time. He's been doing great. Doing great. Tomasino, not great this year, but it's hard when you just have to constantly rotate players in and out, because they're just who's doing good, who's doing like it's just the nature of hockey, right? I'm not making any predictions for the season. I just want the season to continue as going. Yeah, you're gonna have a bad game here. You're gonna have a close game here. Like, yeah, you should have won against Anaheim or at least got a point against Anaheim. But Witherspoon delay of game penalty at the end of the game. Like, it happens. Shit happens, guys. It happens. But it's just like the energy seems more prolific now than it was like the last 3, 4, 5 years. Even now, it's like they're gelling. They're having fun. Like, they don't want to settle for 1 points right now. Like, they want to win. Like, before it was just like, you're always playing from behind, and it's just like the energy's low, and it's always like Sully just being Sully, just non-existent, just, I don't know. But it's good to have like a young guy like Muse come in, and like a guy that you didn't even probably have on your radar as a head coach candidate, like a head coaching candidate. Always been a great penalty kill guy with Peter Laviolette at Nashville and, New York. Like, I think it's crazy to say. I think he's like perfect guy for the job right now. He cares about the players. He cares about, the fans. He cares about the organization. He is willing to do what Dubas wants in terms of a plan. They have a plan in place. And whoever their scouting department head is, I'm so sorry, I don't recall his name at this time. Absolutely is shutting all the haters up right now with the Kindle pick, and myself included, because I wanted Roger McQueen, who got drafted ahead of Kindle, 10th overall to Anaheim, but I also wanted like Jackson Smith that was drafted, or the Eklund brother. But Kindle is panning out to be a phenomenal player. Yeah, it's his first season. Yeah, he needs to build into a hockey build more, but for a guy that's just he's playing upper minutes now that Rickard Rakell's out for 6 to 8 weeks. But the fact that like he's getting power play time, that pass yesterday to Sid was just insane. Just took one peek at Sid, just boop, just the dish. It was just genius. Smooth skating. I'm excited. And then Will Horkoff, I'm like, Will Horkoff? You're taking Will Horkoff, who was projected like in the late 30s, early 40s, like 24th overall. What are we doing? And now he's lighting it up with Michigan. It makes me look really dumb. I'm not Jesse. I don't know the prospects like Jesse does. But like, it's making me look really stupid. Because I'm like, Will Horkoff? Like, I don't know. Probably could have got a little better value there. But now he's just like, big dude who probably could play on the second line here in a couple seasons. It just lighting the lamp with Michigan right now. Just his shot's ridiculous. I was like crazy, freaking nuts. But it's exciting. It's exciting that we have prospects like this. It sucks that Vasily Ponomarov is just like, yeah, no, I'm out. That kind of stinks. But Murashov, you got Yol. I mean, McGordy coming back from injury, hopefully soon. Probably going to do conditioning. Probably will stay with the AHL. Hopefully Avery Hayes gets a chance. He looked phenomenal in preseason. Avery Hayes and Tristan Bros, like those two, I hope get a chance soon. I really do. I would love to see them both at the NHL level. I just think top to bottom right now, the Penguins look just fluid. They just look like a fluid unit that want to play with each other, that are gelling with each other. I mean, today Novak got hit pretty hard there, and then Mantha was like, I'm going to throw some hands. Like, that's something you didn't really see a lot last year or the season prior. Like, not a lot of people wanted to like defend the boys. Like they didn't want to drop the mitts. They just were like, we stink. Like we stink. But a lot of the times now, like the Penguins aren't playing from behind. They're like getting out ahead in the leads. Like the shot differential is crazy in the first period. Maybe they're gassing out a little bit in the third, but the resiliency last night to win 5-3. I mean, or the other night, not last night, but Thursday night. But this is an exciting time. I think the Steelers and the Pirates need to take notes on how to properly get a great GM and coach to where it brings back excitement for the city of Pittsburgh, because the city of Pittsburgh has been in dark times for like 6 years now. Steelers way longer. Pirates, oh god, we don't even need to go with the Pirates because this is a hockey. This is the hockey podcast right now. But I'm just saying, like, the energy in the building seems a lot better, and it's just awesome to see. We're all not like, oh god, here comes another year. But then again, we're only a month into the season. Things could change drastically. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm excited to see Kindle's career progress. I mean, he's been great. Yeah, he's like -2, -3, whatever. It's gonna happen. It happens. Like it happens. He's a young guy, but just his offensive ability is a surprise, honestly. Like to me, just I didn't think it would progress as quickly as it's progressing or get it the opportunity more than the 9-game opportunity. But like when he was showing flashes in the beginning of the season, it's like, yeah, this kid's gonna get more than 9 games. Gonna get more than 9 games for sure, because like when he sat out, they lost, which is crazy. But now it's like they have their third line center. They finally have a third line center, and it's awesome. We finally have a third line center, and he's only 18. It's crazy. I don't know. I'm just excited. Even in the losses, I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Like, it's okay with the losses. Like, a lot of these losses are, it's like, damn, we lost. But it's like they fought hard to get that point. You know what I mean? Like, they fought really hard. Like, yeah, it'd be great to get an overtime goal, for God's sake. But it's just like they fought hard. They got a point. Like last year, they would have just been like, nope, not doing it. Just tired of crawling back from behind, tired of being mediocre. But Dubas is doing the right thing. And I think I feel like it's only going to get better as soon as like Raquel comes back, Brazo comes back. Like, I think the team's going to be just great offensively, especially in the power play. But I really hope Graves, and that's the thing I like about Graves right now. There's no complaining. There was no like being a downer or anything like that. He was just like, we play hockey for a living. I'm going to come in here and play hockey for a living. And he has played lights out. He's been so good these last 2 games. I know Graves might be Graves, but it's just like a lot of people are looking at the sheet where it's like, oh, Graves' offensive ability for the team and the defensive ability is first, and it is to the right, which is a positive. And you see Letang down there, it's all the way negative. And it's like, are we looking at the same graph? Like Graves is on top twice, 2 games in a row. He's on the top of the graph. It's awesome. Hopefully he, like I said, keeps that confidence, because I think if Graves can keep that confidence, 1, you can move him at the deadline, or 2, he's your third line guy on the left side. Because like I said, Pickering just didn't do a whole lot to move the needle. It just didn't. So yeah, I mean, fun stuff. Fun stuff. I'm just glad the goaltending's a little better. Obviously, we'll see with Mershov tomorrow, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But again, offensively, exciting. Defensively, you can still make your blood boil. But at the same time, it just feels good to be a Penguins fan right now, because like when Dubas first came in, obviously there was going to be a rebuild direction, right? We all knew that. Dubas can rebuild a team. Whatever Toronto fans' view of him, whatever. Are they right sometimes? Sure. Are they wrong? Most of the time when it comes to Kyle Dubas. Like, that's just me being a Pittsburgh homer. But what I'm saying is, clear vision is panning out, still gaining assets, still have a lot of assets. It will depend I would say post judgment until after the Olympics of like where the team is. Because some people are like, oh, if they're ahead or in a wild card spot, Dubas should buy. I don't know. It depends on like how far ahead along the Penguins are in terms of like a team in the standings, where injuries are at that time, knock on wood, after the Olympics. Because then it's like, okay, if you're like further, like you're further ahead than you initially realized, maybe you could be subtle buyers, but also be subtle sellers to kind of like mitigate both. Like you can still get assets while getting players, like good players for like the people that you thought you couldn't trade. So like an Achari that people need a penalty killer for, or God forbid, like if Edmonton needs a goalie or Seattle needs a goal. I don't know. I'm just throwing random teams out there. But like obviously the Oilers are always like, oh, we need a goalie, but we're not going to get a goalie because Jeff Skinner just sucks so bad during the season. Then he just comes out of nowhere in the postseason. Same thing with Calvin Pickard. It's just like who knows. So like things can happen, but it's just like team needs to stay as is until determination after the Olympics, because like injuries can happen at the Olympics, which knock on wood again. I mean, it's just who knows. But it's really all I got for right now. Just introducing the hockey world myself, I guess. I like to do my own hockey segments because, like I said, Nate and Jordan are like the college basketball gurus, and we're all like the college football guys. But at the same time, my main sport that I love is hockey. I love hockey. Not as much as college football. Love hockey though. Like just I love hockey. So but again, I was inspired by like Kelsey and Hunter to kind of like just do this and just put it out there. Just to just to put a camera in front of a face with a voice that doesn't match what he looks like and probably annoying, but I just do it for fun. Yeah. So I will try and get this posted. I will have another episode probably middle of next week and see where the Penguins are after this current slate of games with the back to back. Obviously, losing to New Jersey in the shootout today, playing the Kings tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So we'll see what happens after that. But it's fun. It's exciting to be a Penguins fan. It's exciting to look forward to where the Penguins are going to go once the season gets gets in the meat and potatoes of like December, January into February post Olympic break, and that's where we're really going to see like the identity of the Penguins. Um, or like if they go on a losing streak, it's like, can they mentally come back from it? Can Dan Muse rally the boys together and come back from it? I mean, I think he can. I think he can be a voice of persuasion. But yeah, I mean, that's Todd Nelson can be there. You know, he's been there with AHL guys. I mean, he was in the NHL. He was an NHL coach there for a little bit. So it's good to have him as an assistant coach. So I mean, it's gonna be a season worth watching. Put it that way. Like there are things to be excited about. There are things to look forward to. I mean, honestly, we're as of right now for us Penguins fans, fill the seats, people. They're fun to watch right now. They are fun to watch. It's okay to complain and be like, well, it's just early, but it's early in the season. But right now, it's just a fun time to watch the Pittsburgh Penguins. It really is. Really is. So if you haven't watched the game this year, please do. They're fun. Even if they lose like 5-3, it's still fun. They're putting pucks on net. They're scoring. Power play's fun to watch. It's just we're heading in the right direction as an organization. I like how I say we. I know people get like bummed out. It's like, "Ah, don't say we. You're not a part of the organization." Well, whatever. Who cares? As an avid Penguins fan, the organization is going in the right direction. So buckle up, people. It's going to be an interesting season. They can make the playoffs. They could barely miss out on the playoffs again, or they could pull a huge stinker in the second half of the season. But just enjoy it for what it is right now, and we will be back next week. See ya.